Sheeples!
Hey, everyone. What's up? It's been a while.
What's up? What's up? This is Z.
I'm the guy with no name. This time, though, you can call me Quill. Haha.
Whoa, whoa. Oh my god, is this a reference? Why do I act surprised every single time when you like I should notice that pattern by now,
I
but
feel
I'm like,
like I feel
whoa.
like you're not expecting me to come up with a new name and just stick
Yeah,
with
I'm
the
like,
first one.
whoa. What is this? Where is this sorcery? What is this? Where is this coming from? What is
you,
happening?
you've asked me. You've asked that question now enough
Oh
times.
damn,
But
though I wish I could write with a quill, man. After those Harry Potter movies, I like an idiot
oh,
used to collect feathers and try to dip them in ink. Failed every
dude,
single time.
seriously, you
Like,
actually did
I was
that.
such a lame fuck. I'm like, you know what? If Dumbledore could write with a quill, so can I.
Yeah, I mean,
And,
it did like kind of take us into that. I love that whole world and the idea of hacking.
I think
Wizarding world is the best thing.
arguably the most influence um, the story that's influenced us a lot. Like a
Yeah,
whole freaking generation, J.K. Rowling.
one
If
hundred
you're
percent.
listening to this, that means we are really famous. Woo! Go JK. But
If she
yeah,
is listening to this, it'll be an honor. It'll be
it will be
amazing.
an honor. Yeah.
Also, we really do need to do a Harry
Write
Potter
another
episode
book.
soon.
You should have not stopped at the seventh. What is wrong with you?
Nah, I think it ended well where it ended,
Told her
and
like where her parents are. What is wrong with you? You're disappointing JK. Write another book. We want another book.
But dude, how have you been, man? Like, I think we've been trying to set this episode up for a
Yeah.
good few days now.
Yep. I think we got delayed by 2 days. I think our internets were acting pretty snobby.
Oh,
We
yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
get
yeah.
like even the previous episode about chicken, the one that you all heard that has Mr. Foodie
Uh,
sounding like he's on helium.
oh, yeah, yeah. Like,
That was not
I put this on Twitter as well. That I sounded like a smooth jazz singer, kind of like
smooth
just
operator.
out there. It was quite amazing to hear myself again when I was like
Yeah, it
editing
was
that
very
episode.
very pleasing that the internet honored us with its sound effects because of the
Yeah,
shitty connection. But yeah, so the internet's been crazy, and I think
yeah.
the last thing the world needs is the internet breaking.
I
Yeah,
know, right?
that
I
shouldn't happen.
think I think that would really be a
Yep,
devastating thing to happen for
yep.
all of us because
Bad trip
we've
alert. Not
become way too
even going there.
dependent to it.
We are a
100%.
positive, safe space. We don't talk
Yeah.
about shitty bad trip. No. Let's not go there. Because
Yeah.
anyway, it's so hard fucking keeping up like a optimistic morale and you know like like not watching the news and like
Hmm.
people have this weird habit of just suddenly forwarding you a message saying this is what's happening in the world right now. You're like, I didn't
Yeah.
even ask you. Why are you playing reporter? Like, you
No,
know,
I mean, I guess it's the thing of like everybody should be informed, and it's just good to be informed. But yeah, it is kind of
I mean, don't you think we're
tiring
literally
to see
over
so much happening
information?
everywhere.
Yeah, right. Like, it's anyways so difficult to keep up the more. Like, even with regular normal life, where there was no
Yeah.
pandemic, go back to the pre-corona times.
Hmm.
Just staying out of the negative, the depressing space is so difficult. Like, even with regular
Yeah.
life. So I can imagine that to a lot of y'all listening right now who've legit faced problems when, for the lack of the better word, the world was sober. I can imagine that y'all must be going to a tough space right now, man. Like seriously, whoever you are out there, I feel you because
Yeah.
it's insane.
And genuine, like I think Zia said this a good few times. Loneliness is one of the biggest problems during this
Yep.
pandemic time, right? And I think like if you're genuinely we keep saying this, if you all need anyone to speak to, if you'll find like y'all don't have people you can converse with, or are feeling really lonely in general, or in need of a
Mhm.
conversation, you can always contact us no matter what, because we'll be available on all kinds of channels, whether it be on our own website where we have a forum, or rather a message board where you can just type, like you don't even need to write a name or email. You can just put up a message and just send it to us, and we'll reply from our side. Or you can always like contact us on Instagram, Twitter, or even Reddit. And you can find us by the name of Sheeples People or the Sheeples Podcast on Reddit. And I mean, we would be happy to hear you out and just be be in your like to just be there and just have a conversation. It's all good. And if you all need help, just let us know, because you know what, we don't want anyone to be suffering in general in this time already, because it's
Yeah.
already a bad time for everyone, and we don't need to increase our own
Mm.
problems just by, I don't know, like not having anyone to talk to in general. So yeah.
I don't know, man. Just the fact that huge as wars have ended when people got into a room and spoken about it. I think
Hmm.
that's a testament to the fact that talking to people really can diffuse a lot of shit.
Hmm.
And you know what? If you're out there and you're troubled, or maybe you're not even aware of the fact that you're troubled, just start a conversation. I mean, not just with us, but call up that friend you haven't called up in like 7 years, or just I was gonna say call up your ex you haven't called up in 7 years. I'm like, no,
Yeah,
no,
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 no, I
no.
don't think that's an idea that you need to pursue. Please
Don't,
don't.
don't go there. Call
Yeah.
up a friend who you haven't spoken to in a long time. I don't know.
Mhm.
Call up a relative that you haven't spoken to. Call up somebody older in your family who stays away, stays
Yeah.
alone. It's like nice.
Yeah, like it's a good time to share stories about each other, especially like if you've not spoken in like 7 years.
Yeah, 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 so much.
You would have so much to talk about, so much to share, and that's where we come to today's topic. Like it
Literally.
is all about storytelling. It's all about the art of storytelling, and why is storytelling so important today in general? Like why is it like used so much, and what does it signify? So that's what we wanted to go for, and that's why my
Mhm.
name today is Quill, if you're connected that.
Oh, Quill.
Quill.
Go Quill.
But yeah, so I guess the first thing we got to know is, what is storytelling? And
Hmm.
I think storytelling in general, like, I guess it's one of those things that's been around for a very long time. It's like, I think everything that we do translates into a story, right? Like later, people, like, we've been hearing stories since we were kids. We've been it can be fantastical, it can be fictional, it can be non-fictional. Like it Stories are everything, and in general, like, what we do every day can become a story. So that storytelling, though, is a very different aspect of it. Storytelling is the way you kind of narrate that activity or the legend, or your own day to people. And in general, like, if you're good at storytelling, you can make a really big difference and connect with different kinds of people on a deeper level, rather than just like being superficial. Like, what would you say, Z?
You know what? I think a lot of your points literally are a home run because I mean, like from the first question that you began, that why is storytelling all the more important in the time we're living in? And I'd like to say that reality hasn't reality can't get more real uh,
Mm-hmm.
than we are in it today, right? A lot of us have grown a lot physically, mentally, and then we are seeing the world for how it is. And if on most days you're a reductionist like me, who really likes to strip away all the fancy marketing and all these layers and see things for what they are, the world can be pretty depressing. It can get pretty cold. It can seem pretty straightforward and soulless. And I
Mm-hmm.
think in those circumstances, you need a little bit of story. You need a little bit of fiction. Like we spoke in the episode before this, where I don't eat meat, even though I used to, and I love it because the story that I tell myself helps me sleep better at night. That story literally becomes a coping mechanism. That story becomes a way for me to live my life better. And
Mm-hmm.
when we talk about stories, we're not just limiting them to pen and paper and things you read as a child or you read now in books. A story could be a belief.
Yeah.
It could be the founding value that brings a community together. It could be so many things. And I think just the very fact that it is invisible and intangible, but it
Mm-hmm.
can actually have physical effects and have tangible effects on people. I think that says a lot about it. I think a story is just a synonym for magic. Um,
Wow. I mean, that I would completely agree. That's a good way of putting it, man. Honestly, like, I think